Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'll be showing you how to make how to animate two objects in Adobe After Effects 2022. So today I'll be animating these two emojis so that this will come in through the side first, and then afterwards this will come and hit it out of the way basically. So I think we should get started. It is reasonably simple. All you need to do is, so for example, we take this. So let's move this up here for now. So we take this, we go down to the composition, to the timeline, right? So there should be like a little checkbox right here. My mouse is right over it. You gotta click on that. Transform, make sure that you lower that. And now, you gotta make sure that you are at 0 seconds, or it doesn't really matter, but for our example, we want to start it exactly whenever the video starts. So, it's pretty simple. You go and find position. Under transform, you click the stopwatch, and now there's a keyframe, as you can tell. So now, if we go, like, for example, 3 seconds into the video, and we just move this over here, you will see this line right here is indicating what will happen if. Also, you can move this around like that. I'm just gonna move it off screen so it can move in invisibly. Well, it can stay invisible at start. So now, if we watch the video, as you can tell, this is moving in. So now I personally prefer slower, faster transitions like this, and I would suggest adjusting it so that's exactly in the middle, so you don't really get annoyed by it. That's just personal preference though. So I'm gonna take my second image. I'm gonna move it off screen for now. I'm gonna minimize this. I'm gonna go do the exact same steps that I did before, but instead of going like to 0 seconds, I would go maybe to anything past this frame, maybe right here, around like 2.5 seconds. I would make my first keyframe. So now I'll move like about 2.5 seconds, let's say. Let's just round it. So now we can just simply move this over. I prefer to do it like this so I don't, like, misanchor it. And now if we look, you can tell that that moves in, and then this starts moving in as well. I feel like it's a little bit too slow. So now if you see this, we now have two emojis moving in at different times using Adobe After Effects. But what else we can do is, if you want to see like the bouncing effect you would see on most like animation channels, like if you want to see like a bouncing effect after you have done it, what you can do is I will link to the description a file. Make sure that you download it and go to ScriptUI panels. I will link this in the description, the area, and you will just simply take the EZInertia.jsx and put it right into here. I will put the thing right here into the description. So after you copy the EZInertia.jsx, that's all. First restart your Adobe After Effects. I already have, so it doesn't matter for me. But after that, make sure you restart your After Effects. If you have any left, if you haven't saved yet, make sure that you save before you leave so you don't lose all your progress. And once you come back, you're gonna go to Window, EZInertia.jsx. This could be anywhere else for you, but since I don't really have that many JSX files in my directory, I only have 3. So I would click that, and we can just drag it anywhere we want. So let's say that we want to bounce on the first one, the waving. What we do is we select it, and if we want this is position, this is scale, rotation, So these three are mainly what you're going to use. These two are kind of never really used them before in a long time. So for this example, I'm going to be using position. So I just click apply, and just like that, we can close that out. And now if we look at it, there's a bouncing animation. Let's make this a little bit more profound. This will adapt over time, so as you can tell, it bounces faster. So if you take an example like really close, as you can tell, there's a lot of inertia. If we move it farther away, like maybe that far, you can tell it's slowly moving in, and there's barely a bounce. So yeah, so this is basically like a dynamic inertia. Very quick, very simple as well. You don't need to do that much. You just click like 3 buttons. And let's do the same thing for our raised hand. So EZInertia.jsx. Make sure that we select it. We go click on the P. Composition is usually what I use. I've never really used layer. I think it's honestly better to stick with composition. So we click apply, and as you can tell, this becomes red, and there's a bounce, and there's a bounce. Now, if you want this to be knocked out of the way, if you want to be able to knock this like out of the way back, it's honestly just a matter of timing. So all we have to do is we just have to make sure that we line it up. So once this comes in, we just gotta move this back into its original position. So now, if you look at this, it'll bounce after a bit of a delay, actually. So what you gotta do is, usually what I do is I just copy this keyframe, the last keyframe, I paste it like right there. So it glides in, bounces, and then it immediately flies back. A little bit too fast, but you get the gist of it. It's decently simple. So let's just adjust this to make it line up better. A little bit like that, for example. As you can tell, it's a little bit off time, but it's fine. So, and then all you gotta do is here, you just gotta go about like midway through, I would say, like around there. If you want this to move back into that one, into the original one's position right here, all you've gotta do is you've gotta move this with a keyframe, of course. Gotta move this over into its own older position. So, now look at this. Should be a little bit of a delay, I would say, just a tad bit, just to make it a little bit cleaner. So, fairly simple and easy. I probably will cover this more intensively later, not in the video, but just in general, like later in time. But that was the basic rundown on how to animate in Adobe After Effects 2022. So yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please do subscribe. We're almost at 100 subscribers. Please do it. I've almost made it there.